Hello, everybody. Things that you can do in your garden in spring. These are some of the things that you can do in your garden in spring to get ready for the garden season. One thing you can do in your garden in spring is you can clean the weeds. If you have weeds in your garden like this, you can clean it. Once you clean it, you want to make sure you cover it with something. You can cover it with grass clippings or leaves, so that way the weeds don't come out. Another thing you can do is you can get rid of any shrubs or any dead materials like these. I cleaned some part of these already, as you can see. I cleaned some part of it, but another thing you can do is just get rid of any dead uh, stems, leaves, any plants that were dead from this winter. Just clean it up, and then you can bury it or you can put it to your compost pile and have it continue growing. While talking of the compost pile, another thing you can do is add anything that you pull from the garden. If you pull all the shrubs and all the dead stems and leaves, you can add them to your compost pile, and they'll continue to decompose, and then you can use them later on in the towards the middle or the end of the season or the next season. Another thing you can do is, if you're gonna use trellises in your garden and you don't have them up already, you can put your trellises up and set them up where they're gonna be, so that way when it's time for you to plant, everything is ready and you can just plant. If you need to do a raised bed like this, you can set up a raised bed where you're gonna plant, and then you can go ahead and use it once the time comes. If you have any things that you have to fix, something like this, if some stuff broken in your garden like this, stuff that's broken that needs to be fixed, you can use this time right now to fix it, so that way you are able to spend the time later on to plant your stuff and to take care of the garden. Now that you don't have a lot to do because of the cold weather outside, and you have time to be able to do some of this stuff, you can definitely do that and get the garden ready for the growing season. Another thing you can do is, let me show you over here. If you have containers like these, you can empty the containers, or you can what I did was I covered this my container with leaves, and at least it protects the soil, and it protects whatever worms and stuff that's in there, so they're gonna continue thriving. So whenever I'm ready to plant, I'll take these leaves out and then be able to plant those items in there. So if you have a compost pile, you can break down your compost pile. Let me just show you here. If you have a compost pile like this, you can just break down the compost pile and or turn the compost pile. Now that you have time, you can turn it, so that way by the time you use it, maybe in a month's time or 2 months time, I'll be much better. It'll be much readier to be used in the garden. Another thing you can do is setting up, if you have a grow area where you're gonna use for different things, you can set them up, so that way when it's time, when you have the seedlings, make a plan of where everything is gonna go in the garden. And some people draw out their plants and draw everything out and indicate where they're gonna plant stuff. If you haven't done that, now is the time to do that, so that way you make a plan out of where you're gonna plant stuff, so that way when it comes times to planting, everything is ready to go where it's supposed to go, and then you're able to continue just following the plan and be able to execute on that plan. So that's something you can do. Another thing you can do right now, where it's most people are doing it, if you have the means of doing it, that's the best way to do it, and it saves money, is starting your seeds. Excuse me. So you can start your seeds now. You can start them indoors. If you have space indoors, you can make a little space indoors. I have a couple of videos that show you how to start your seeds indoors, what to do without spending a lot of money. you can start your seeds indoors, and then when it comes time to transplanting, you can transplant it to the garden. So I started my seeds. If you don't have indoors, you can do it in the greenhouse. I started my seeds in the greenhouse. Let me just show you. And I use part of the greenhouse to start seeds, and hopefully by the time we are able to start planting, I'll get my seedlings. That way I don't have to buy seedlings from the store, and it saves me money. So if you haven't started your seedlings, start your seedlings. And I have a couple of videos that show you how to start your seedlings indoors or in the greenhouse, or to make a small greenhouse by yourself where you're able to plant the stuff and grow items in containers that you have already, and you start your seeds. That way you're able to get the seeds that you need in time when you need to do it. So definitely you can use different containers, recycle different containers to start your seeds, and be able to grow different things. If you're also in an area where it's still cold, like I am, where it is northeast, where we have a lot of winter, you can plant a lot of crops that you can plant now. I have a couple of videos that shows you or tells you what to plant now. But some of the things that you can plant right now are like garlic, onions. If you haven't done that already, you can plant garlic, onions, potatoes, asparagus, strawberries. I have a blog that gives you everything that you can plant in the spring. You can plant right now. I'll see if I can put that blog in the description. Just click on that blog, check out my blog, and it tells you exactly some of the items that you can plant right now. I think there are about 20 to 30 different items that you can plant right now, and be able to start growing your crops and start growing stuff. These items or these various vegetables can withstand the cold temperature, and they can continue growing. So things like onions, they grow. You can see these ones that over here. I didn't plant these ones. These ones dropped from last year, but as soon as the temperature warms up a little bit, they start coming out. So I planted the garlic, like I showed you earlier. I planted this garlic in the fall, and I had just put the containers in the greenhouse, and they came out already, and they're already doing well. So I just put them outside. Then they're not gonna be, the cold weather is not gonna kill them. It's not gonna destroy them. They're just gonna survive. Another thing I just did was I planted some potatoes in this bags right here. So I just covered them. With a plastic bag, even though it's not gonna affect them that much, but to help them improve and get much warmer temperature in there, just cover with a plastic bag. But you don't have to. You can plant potatoes right now, and they'll be able to grow and be able to survive the cold weather, because they wouldn't be affected with this temperature. It's no longer going to like 10 or 15 or 20 degrees. Most often it's gonna be 30 degrees and above, and potatoes can survive that. Like I said, onions, like you see this one's from last year. As soon as the temperature warms up a little bit, they start coming out. So those are some of the things that you can do while waiting for the season to start, if your season hasn't started already. So those are some of the things that you can do to get you going, getting ready for the season. And so that way when the season starts, or when it's time to start planting or transplanting, you have everything ready, and you have less work to do at that time. So those are some of the things I'm doing right now. So let me know in the comments below if you have similar things that you do. If there's anything that I didn't add in the video, any ideas that you have that you do before the beginning of the season, just let me know in the comments below. I'm sure I'll be happy to at least learn from you guys and see what you guys are doing. And if that's something that can help me or other people that are watching the video, it will be awesome too. So just let us know in the comments below what other things you do at the beginning of the season to get you ready before the season, so that way you are able to start your season in full swing and get everything going. Okay, that is it for today. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to share. Thanks for watching. Happy growing, everybody.